You think grief is the hardest part, losing the person you built your whole life with. But sometimes, the real pain comes after. From the people who are supposed to be family. My name is Emily Carter. I was 43 when my husband died. And that's when my in-laws decided the house I'd paid for, the life I'd built, belonged to them. They demanded it, harassed me, tried to guilt me into signing it over. So I did the one thing they never expected. I sold the house out from under them, packed everything that mattered, and left the country. This is the hidden life I lived for years. The one no one saw behind the perfect family photos. And how I finally walked away. We met in college, Ohio State. Jake was the quiet engineering major from a tight-knit family in a Columbus suburb. I was the girl from a broken home in Cleveland who worked 2 jobs to pay tuition. Opposites, right? But we clicked. We got married right after graduation in a little backyard ceremony in his parents' backyard in Worthington. His mum, Diane, cried happy tears. His dad, Bill, shook my hand like I'd passed some test. They called me daughter from day one. We bought the house in 2012. A solid 3-bedroom ranch in Dublin, Ohio. Nice schools, quiet streets, big backyard. Price back then? Around $220,000. We scraped together the down payment with our savings and a little help from my side, my grandma's inheritance. Jake's parents offered to co-sign if we needed, but we said no. We wanted it to be ours. Jake worked long hours at a tech firm. I taught middle school English. We paid extra on the mortgage every month. By 2020, it was paid off. Free and clear, our little piece of the American dream. Then, in late 2023, Jake had a massive heart attack at 45. Gone in hours. No warning. The funeral was packed. Diane and Bill sat front row, holding each other like they'd lost their only child. Which, in a way, they had. Afterward, things shifted. At first, it was grief bonding us. They'd come over with casseroles. Stay late talking about Jake. I'd cry on Diane's shoulder. Bill would fix things around the house, leaky faucet, loose deckboard, like he was keeping busy. But 6 months in, the casseroles stopped. The help turned into expectations. Diane started saying things like, "This house is too big for just you, honey." Bill would nod. Jake always said family takes care of family. I ignored it. Grief makes you numb. Then came the first real ask. It was a Sunday in spring 2024. They showed up unannounced with coffee and donuts. Sat at my kitchen table, the same one Jake and I picked out at IKEA. Diane folded her hands. "Emily, we've been thinking. Bill's knees are shot. Our place is 2 stories, no elevator. This ranch is perfect. 1 level, big yard. We could move in. You could stay, of course. Rent-free. We'd handle the taxes, the upkeep. It's what Jake would want." I stared at them. "This is my home." Bill leaned forward. "It's the family home now. Jake's blood, sweat, our boy's dream, was this place. We're not asking you to leave. Just share." I said no, calmly. "The house is mine, legally, emotionally, everything." Diane's face changed. The soft eyes went hard. "You're being selfish. After all we've done." They left angry. That's when it started. Texts at midnight. "Think about your future. Alone in that big house." Diane telling the neighbors I was unstable from grief. Bill, accidentally, leaving the garage door open so raccoons got in. They escalated. One evening in summer, Diane called crying. "We need to talk about the will. Jake had a simple will, everything to me. No surprises." But Diane acted like it was a betrayal. "He never meant for you to keep it all. He talked about us retiring here someday." I hung up. Then the lawyer showed up. A week later, a man in a cheap suit knocked on my door with papers from a firm in Columbus. "Your late husband's parents are contesting the estate, claiming undue influence, emotional duress, that the house should revert to them as intended beneficiaries." It was bullshit. Jake's will was ironclad, but fighting it would cost thousands in legal fees, stress, time. I lawyered up. My attorney laughed when he saw the filing. This is a fishing expedition. They have zero grounds, but it'll drag on. Meanwhile, the harassment ramped up. Diane started showing up with realtors. Just looking, she'd say when I answered the door. One time she brought a couple inside while I was at the grocery store, used the spare key they'd copied years ago. I came home to strangers walking through my bedroom. I changed the locks that night. Bill left voicemails. You're throwing away everything Jake built. For what? Pride? Neighbors started whispering. Poor Emily. She's pushing him out. I stopped sleeping. Lost weight. The house that used to feel safe now felt like a cage. The breaking point came in October 2025. Diane and Bill showed up together. Banged on the door until I opened it. Diane was crying. Real tears this time. Bill looked furious. We need the house, Diane said. Bill's getting worse. Diabetes. Can't do stairs anymore. Our mortgage is killing us. Sell it to us. Cheap. Or sign it over. We'll take care of you. I stood in the doorway. Rain pouring behind them. No. Diane slapped the doorframe. You owe us. We raised him. We gave you a family. Bill stepped closer. Jake told me once, if anything happened to him, make sure Mum and Dad are okay. This is how you honor him. I felt something crack inside. Not anger, clarity. You're not asking, I said quietly. You're demanding. And I'm done. I shut the door, locked it, deadbolt, chain. That night, I called my realtor friend from school. Listed, quietly, as is. I want it gone fast. She paused. You sure? Dublin homes are going for $450,000 to $500,000 right now. Equity like yours. You could walk with a lot. I was sure. We listed it the next week. Professional photos. Virtual tour. Motivated seller. Quick close preferred. I didn't tell them. Why give 'em warning? The sign went up on a crisp November morning. For sale minus $475,000. Diane saw it first. Drove by on her way to the store. She called me screaming, "What the hell is this?" I answered calmly, "I'm selling my house. You can't. We need." You need? You've been telling me what I need for 2 years. Now I'm doing what I need. She cried, yelled, threatened lawyers again. I hung up, blocked them, all numbers, social media, everything. The house sold in 9 days. Cash offer. $482,000. After fees and closing, I walked with just over $460,000. I didn't cry when the movers came. I packed what mattered. Jake's old flannel shirts I still slept in sometimes. Our wedding album. Photos of us hiking Hocking Hills. My books. A few plants. The rest? Left for the new family. A young couple with a toddler. They reminded me of us once. Closing day was quiet. Signed papers in a title office. Handshake. Keys handed over. I drove away without looking back. First, I rented a small furnished apartment in Columbus for a month. Sorted finances. Paid off my car. Set aside for taxes. Then I started researching. I'd always wanted to live somewhere with color. Warmth. Ocean. Somewhere the grief couldn't follow so easily. Portugal kept coming up. Affordable. Safe. Beautiful. Americans moving there all the time. Digital nomad visas. Golden visas if you invest. But I didn't need that. Just a D7 passive income visa. My investment income from the sale, plus a little remote editing work I could do, qualified easily. I applied in December 2025. Approved in March 2026. One-way ticket to Lisbon. April 15, 2026. The flight was long. I stared out the window most of the way. Watched the Atlantic stretch forever. Lisbon hit me like a warm hug. Narrow streets. Yellow trams clanging. Tile-covered buildings. The Tagus River sparkling under April sun. I found a small one-bedroom in Alfama. Old neighborhood. Balcony overlooking rooftops and the river. Rent, €950 a month. Groceries cheap. Coffee 80 cents. No one knows my story here unless I tell it. I walk every morning to a little cafe. Order pastel de nata and black coffee. Read, write. Sometimes I cry. Quietly, for Jake. But mostly, I breathe. I adopted a stray cat, grey with white paws. Named him Porto. He sleeps on the balcony railing, watching the city. My in-laws? They tried one last time. A letter forwarded through my old attorney. We miss you. Come home. We can fix this. I didn't respond. Shredded it. Sometimes I think about that house in Dublin. The backyard where Jake planted tomatoes every summer. The kitchen where we danced to old Springsteen records. But it was never the house I loved. It was him. And the life we had. They tried to take the shell. I let 'em have it. I took the memories, and built something new. Abroad, alone, but free. Hidden lives isn't just about the pain we hide. It's about the strength we find when we stop hiding. If you've ever had to walk away from family to save yourself, you're not alone. Drop your story in the comments. No judgment here. Like if this hit home. Subscribe for more real, raw American stories, the ones people don't post on Facebook. Hit the bell. Next one might be yours.